Yeah, it's still Christmas. Yeah, we're hanging on to that Christmas spirit for a little bit longer. Yes, we're going to celebrate it. Today is National Thank You Note Day, and today is also National Winers Day. I like that dichotomy. It's interesting because what's your approach? Okay, it's the day after Christmas. Are you happy? Are you like overjoyed? Did you have a wonderful Christmas? Did you get a lot of nice presents? So, are you grateful for your wonderful Christmas? Do you have that Christmas spirit still? Or are you whining about what you didn't get? Oh no, I didn't get this, I didn't get that. So, I always say you can be a whiner or a winner. A whiner or a winner. Which one are you? Okay, what do whiners say? Whiners say what? They say, I can't. A whiner says, I can't do that. I can't accomplish that. I can't reach my dreams. What does a winner say? A winner says, how can I? How can I do it? Not even that I'm going to do it, but yes, of course, positive programming. I will do it. I will achieve my dreams. I will become financially free. You know, financial freedom is something that you can achieve in under 5 years. Literally, you could do it in 2 years if you're really focused. What is financial freedom? 20 rentals. It's not a mystery. Financial freedom is not some floating up in the clouds. Financial freedom is 20 good rental properties. It's that simple. $500 spread per, and that's it. So that's what we're shooting for, guys. 520 rental properties, $500 positive cash flow on every single one of them. Okay. And usually buying every time we can with seller financing with as little down as possible. And then our selling strategy, our exit strategy is lease purchase, rent to own, collect a big non-refundable deposit up front, and then make them responsible for the repairs. Makes your life easy as a landlord. Good morning, you guys. Noel and Kathy from California. Nice to see you. Roger, good to see you here. Good morning. Noel and Kathy, happy Friday. Good morning. Merry Christmas, Brian and family. Isn't that nice? Well, who is that? Is that WL? Oh, awesome. I haven't seen that email before. Okay. So, guys, Merry Christmas. Yes, everybody. I'm still celebrating. Guys, I hang on to it, sadly. I hang on to Christmas as long as I can. I keep our Christmas lights up till January 25th when the HOA says we have to take them down. Okay, so yeah, I like to hang on to that Christmas spirit, hang on to that season's feelings. But let's focus on having a positive attitude. Everything in life, you know, whatever happens in life, you can approach it with a positive winner's attitude, or you can take kind of a negative attitude and have that whiner's attitude. Well, it didn't go just right. So let's take everything in our life and say, how can we make it better? How can I do better? And let's launch our next year 2026 with that great attitude, and not just, you know, I can't, but how can I achieve my dreams this year? What are my dreams? This is a really good time here between Christmas and New Year's to make your resolutions, set your goals for next year. There's 10 goal areas, and I'm going to talk about these on Monday, and I'm going to talk about the 10 goal areas that I want you to set goals for 2026 in. Okay, so you should have goals in each of these areas so that you're always making progress as a fully rounded human being, not just in one area. All right, so that's the goal. Let's be winners this 2026, not whiners, even though it's National Whiners Day. But remember, it's also National Thank You Note Day. So send your thank you notes out to all those people who gave you wonderful presents. Okay, it's also St. Stephen's Day, Boxing Day, for you guys who know anything about that. All right, so guys, what's our affirmation for today? It is, I am a winner. Not a whiner. I'm not a whiner. I'm a winner. Let's say that. I'm not a whiner. I'm a winner. That's kind of a long affirmation, but let's do it. Ready? 3 times on 3. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. I'm not a whiner. I'm a winner. I'm not a whiner. I'm a winner. I'm not a whiner. I'm a winner. Yeah, that's kind of a fun one to say. All right. Always with a big smile, you know, and energetic. Okay. 3 deep breaths. You know, we love to do our deep breathing. 3 deep breaths every day, 3 times a day. This invigorates your body and gets your blood flow going. It's excellent for you. One more. Nice deep breath. Oh, excellent. All right. You have a property, okay? Roger says he's wearing his positivity shirt from Carrot today. That's good. Get a positive attitude. I have a property that's ready to sell on a lease purchase. Do we use the purchase and sale agreement? No. What I want you to do is fill out the purchase option agreement. Now, listen, if you want to make people really feel like they own the property or that they are on the verge of owning the property, we have been known to fill out a purchase and sales agreement. It makes them feel more reassured sometimes. So I will fill out a purchase and sales agreement. But here's the thing, I don't want them to really be pushing to buy quickly. And if I write up a purchase and sales agreement and I have to write the date, what I do is I write by, and then what would it be? It would be by December 31st, 2026, because we give 12 months on an option. So what I would do is I would write up when you do a lease option, guys, it takes the paperwork that it requires is not the lease with option. That's what you sign with the seller if you are buying on a lease option. There's three reasons to buy on, three main reasons. There's lots of reasons, but three main reasons to buy on a lease option. That is to avoid high transfer taxes. In Florida, they call them dock stamps, whatever they call it. If you take ownership of a property, you have to pay transfer taxes. Now in Arizona, it's $17. It's 2 recording fees. So know what your, closing costs, your transfer fees are. And then you can avoid those by doing a sandwich lease purchase. The other reason is if a seller is freaked out about the due on sale clause, also called the acceleration clause, technically the mortgage company could foreclose on the property, call the loan due if they find out that the property has been transferred title. They don't do that though. They don't want to do that. They just want to keep collecting payments. So that's not really an issue. Hopefully you can get that across to your seller. And then the third reason is if they want a big down payment, if they sell it to you on seller financing, but you say, hey, let's just do a sandwich lease purchase where we pay first and last months and a security deposit. And if they take that instead of 20 grand down, that's another reason. Okay. So but now when you're selling on lease purchase, there's a lease agreement. Okay. And there's a lease rider behind it. The lease agreement has no mention of the option in the lease agreement. And it doesn't even have any numbers in it. They're on the lease rider. The lease rider is the next page, and that's where you write in the monthly payment and the length of the lease, which is 12 months. Okay, then on the purchase option agreement, that's where you write in how much they gave you for their non-refundable option deposit, and that's where you write in also the non-refundable option deposit and the purchase price that you're guaranteeing them for 1 year. If they buy in 1 year, however, if they buy in 1 year, you put the wrong person in that house. The goal is to put somebody in there with super messed up credit, and it's going to take them a long, long time, and they're going to halfway forget about it. They're still going to be in there, 8 or 10 years later, the greatest tenant of your life. Okay, so that's the goal of the lease purchase program. And if you create a purchase and sales agreement and write the purchase sales on there and say, expires in a year, that might light a fire under them to try to get their credit fixed up and get qualified in a year. And that's not really what we want. So yes, I have been known to create a purchase and sales agreement if I feel like it will help. If I feel like I have a shaky buyer or something and they have a massive down payment, maybe I'll do that. But normally I do not do that. I just use the lease agreement, the lease rider, and the purchase option agreement. Those are the three pieces of paper that will put somebody in one of your houses. Okay. For the lease, for the lease and the buyer, remember, you sign when you buy with a lease option, all you sign is the lease with option agreement. It's one agreement. It has the lease and the option mashed together. But I don't want that when you sell, because then they could go and you could be evicting them. And if they don't show up, you're just bringing the lease, or your attorney's just bringing the lease. They have the purchase option agreement in their suitcase, but they're in their briefcase, but they're not taking it out unless the buyer shows up and starts squawking about it, but that doesn't happen usually. Okay, so I couldn't find it in the forms. Guys, you should be able to, if you cannot find it in the forms, send me an email and I will send you the right paperwork. I've kind of fixed this paperwork a little bit anyways. So yeah, but it's those three pieces of paper that you need. If you cannot find the lease agreement with the lease rider right behind it and the purchase option agreement, those are the three pieces of paper that you need to put somebody in a house, like I said. So if you don't have that paperwork, send me an email and I'll send it to you. Okay, so all of you guys should be great job wearing your positivity shirt there, Roger. That's awesome. Everybody, let's have the best year ever in 2026. And let's really focus now. Now is the time to be setting our goals and trying to figure out what's possible. But your ideal, optimum goal, minimum goal, optimum goal is 10 houses, 10 rentals in 2026. You might even be able to do better than that. But if you can do 10 rentals in a year, that's amazing. That's almost one a month. And that would be spectacular. But even if you could do 2 or 3 or 5, you're moving in the right direction. You're making your way towards those 20 properties. Remember, that should mean financial freedom. 20 properties of a $500 a month positive cash flow. That's $10,000 a month passive income. That should pretty much put anybody in a category where they're financially free, hopefully. All right. All right. So let me know, guys, what you need. I'm here and I will get you guys what you need. Just let me know what you need, paperwork wise and all that stuff. So we did our debriefing and everything. So I'm going to say goodbye now, guys. Thank you for all your great comments. Again, I will get you guys whatever you need. Just let me know. Thank you again for the Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, all you guys. Hang on to that Christmas spirit as long as we can, right? All right. I hate to let things go when we got good things. All right. So I will see you guys on Monday. And let's have a great weekend. Let's make some good calls. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who are taking this time off. And if you even just make a few calls, you might find some really good motivated sellers. So until I talk to you on Monday, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and taking action. Yes, you guys are all